How's it going, YouTube? It's the Homemade Game Guru, and this is my first video for 2017, halfway through the year, but I want to show you what I've been up to and why I haven't really been making any cardboard craft videos. As you know, I have my own little company called Zelfa Comics, and I've been working hard to get ready for the new Comic-Con season, which for me started already at Niagara Falls Comic-Con and soon Ann Arbor, and then going into September, October, November, which is the big times for me. And I've been making and getting ready to come out with, this is a sample of a comic book that I made to give an example of three concepts that we're coming out with: Harpy Vardith, Paper Rock Scissors, and Stuff Wars, which I introduced on my channel quite some time ago, and The Adventures of Lil Ped Liane. But beyond that, there's something even bigger, more grandiose that I'm doing, especially for this year. For my fellow Canadians and even for many of our American friends, you know that 2017 is a big year for Canada. It is our 150th anniversary as a nation. And I wanted to do something truly special to celebrate this great milestone. I am Canadian, I love my country, and I want to make something truly special that is made by me personally, not mass produced, actually made with these two hands to celebrate this great country. So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to 150 Years of Awesome Canada, a collectible trading card series that I made to celebrate the many people, places, things, inventions, sports, and miscellaneous facts that make Canada such an awesome country. So what you're looking at here are the 9 booklets that I made for this trading card series. Now, instead of just doing standard piles of trading cards or wax packs, which I know I can't afford, what I decided to do is take the 14-point paper stock that trading cards are usually made out of and just make them into booklets, complete with cards based on specific subjects. So starting from the top left, we have provinces and territories, Canadian prime ministers, women of distinction, Canadian cities, Canadian comic book legends. Then going down from the right to the left, we got Canada at War, Canadian A, which is just interesting factoids about Canada, the First People, the Indigenous people of Canada, and then controversial Canada. Some of the things that, unfortunately, part of Canadian history is not the proudest moments, but still important to know. So just to give you an example of what these booklets look like, here it shows how I designed them, where it has the cards inside, and then as you see on the back, they're perfectly aligned. Now you're wondering, how did I do this? Well, I do have a video up that is quite a popular video that I put up years ago, giving away my free technique on how to make trading cards at home using a spray glue and a double siding technique. The image and the link is actually on the screen if you want to try it. But it was my way of actually making many of these concepts even before I was able to get a nice heavy-duty printer in order to print on heavier stock. Now, when I introduced this at Niagara Falls Comic-Con, one of the hotter items was this one, the Canadian Comic Book Legends, booklet number 5 out of 9. Now, this one I introduced some pioneers in the Canadian comic book industry. Now, it's not about the best well-known names, like you won't see Todd McFarlane here, who is also my favorite artist. But it's about those who are really trailblazers and pioneers in the industry. So just to name a few, you got Dave Sim, Service the Aardvark, which is by far the most successful purely independent comic book series ever created, and he was a pioneer for independent comic book publishers. You got Joe Shuster, who of course we know co-created Superman, and Harold Foster, who created Prince Valiant and also worked on the Tarzan strips for the longest time. You know, we got some great comic book legends here. These two gentlemen were at the Comic-Con, Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and are great supporters. So this is what it is. Like, this is what I created. I'm very proud of this. As you can see, they're all numbered at the bottom. You can't see it, but there's an embossed seal here, my signature. I made only 150 copies of all of these, and once I sell them, they're gone, they're gone. And each one of these, I researched them myself, did the layouts myself, collation myself, everything, because this is what I do. You guys who watch my Homemade Game Guru videos, this is my passion. I like being creative, and I take great pride in doing what whole companies like Upper Deck and OPC and Panini do, but by myself in my living room and in my basement. So this, as you can see, I'm up to number 26, so the sales have been pretty good. And I also want to introduce you to some other things as well. This is one of my favorite ones, Canada at War, or Canada Call to Action more specifically, showing many of the conflicts that Canada was involved in. And you'll see at the bottom here, this card here is based on September 11th. Why this card is here is to remind people, both in Canada and the US, that when the planes were being grounded all around the world, in Canada, over 20,000 passengers from the United States and around the world were given food, shelter, everything needed by Canadians in Atlantic Canada and in other parts of Canada as well, but especially in the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada, Canadians opened their homes to help our American and international friends with food and shelter, telephones to call their family as a gesture of goodwill amongst neighbors. And I think that's very important that we remember that. But you'll also see a trading card right here in the corner of a rare picture showing former Conservative and Liberal Prime Ministers together smiling. We're the only ones who are making a trading card based on this very rare picture. It's not a Photoshop, this is the real deal. Liberal and Conservative Prime Ministers from different sides of the aisle together and smiling. Like, yeah, it seems impossible, but it's true. I would also like to take this opportunity to give a special thank you to many provincial leaders and mayors who have supported this initiative. So this includes the Premier of Saskatchewan, the Honorable Brad Wall. We also have here the Honorable Christine Tell, who is also part of the Saskatchewan government. She also sent a letter of support. Here is the Mayor of Hamilton, Mayor Eisenberger, who I met in person. I actually gave him a giant 3D version of the Hamilton trading card, and it was great meeting him at the Hamilton's Canada 150 launch. And the Honorable Sandy Silver, who is the Premier of the Territory of Yukon, and one of the first people to get back in touch with me to give his support. So I thank you guys. You know, it's great to have leaders of provinces and territories and major cities giving their words of support to this initiative. I thank you very much for that. Okay guys, so there you have it, my introduction of 150 Years of Awesome Canada. Something I'm very proud of making, trading card set to honor our country and our contributions to the whole entire world. Something that I've made with pride. This is my love letter to my nation, and I hope my fellow Canadians and even our friends in the US and around the world would be interested in the set. As I mentioned before, it's signed by me, embossed, sealed, and numbered up to 150. Once I hit number 150, once all 150 are gone, that's it. They're never going to be reprinted again. They're only $6.99 Canadian each, or all together, all 9 books for $50. And like I said, they're made by me. No mass print, no printed overseas into China or anything like that. This is me in my living room putting these things together and shipping them out. So hope you guys are interested. If you want something unique to celebrate Canada's 150th, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please shoot me a message. Let me know what you think or your thoughts. And yeah, let's all celebrate 150 years of awesome Canada. Canada's awesome. I love my country. I know you guys love it too. All the best and happy Canada Day, guys.